I mean, you've got to have Bob to of one of these, haven't you? So Bob, a normal working day. So you're there, you're up in Middlesbrough, you're kind of working in the chicken factory. Let's talk through your working day.
I only did one day. I had to. I was in a big room, and there was a hole in the ceiling, big hole, and at the floor there was another hole at the opposite end of this room, and after about 30 minutes of me being in there, there's a rumbling sound, and all the heads and feet and the guts of the chickens poured out of that hole.
Oh my God.
And I had to, with a fork, put them down the other hole where they went into an oven to be made into fertilizer.
Like this?
just that. That was my job.
They would turn into fertilizer.
Into fertilizer, yeah.
Why were you only there one day?
Because the stench. I couldn't keep up with the flow, so it got up to my knees. And,
Stop!
No, really. And if you put the fork in to try and push it along, and it would come out with a head on it or a foot on it, and the stench was unbearable. So I ran out of a fire exit down the steps, threw my boiler suit off, and ran home to my mum. And she cooked us a chicken.
Simon, is it Bob?
I want it to be Bob because I believe everything that he says. I'm gonna go Stephen.
Stephen. It is in fact Bob.
So did you really just last 4 days? Is that all true?
I think I did quite well. I probably lasted 4 or 5 hours.
Oh, God.
Do you know what it was? Is that the foreman was a Sunderland fan, and I turned up in a Middlesbrough top, and I'm sure that's why he gave me that job. Didn't think I was going to last. No, that was a terrible day. Terrible day.
We're now joined by Bob. Still going to Middlesbrough, still watching the boys play?
Yeah, still love them. Still a big part of my life.
Good.
And I wish them well.
Good. Last time in the show, you were talking about your book, The Satsuma Complex, which we loved.
Great book.
Great book. I listened to the audio one. It was like a little mini TV show. I loved it. Podcast sort of type thing. But it's been changed. I understand it's been sold to America, but they've had to change the name to the Clementine Complex.
Yeah, yeah, they have. I don't know why. I was told that the Satsuma means nothing to Americans. I presume they don't have Satsumas over there, so they changed it to Clementine.
Are you happy about that?
I suppose not really. No, but what can you do? They were so passionate about wanting to change it. So if people are passionate about things, sometimes best to go with it.
Yeah, well, it gave us an idea for a new quiz show. You know, we've got commissioning editors; they always watch.
Always watching.
And we're passionate about this. Passionate about this new one for Saturday night entertainment. We'll obviously be doing it in masks, but it's the latest one. Which one's the is it a Satsuma or a Clementine? You've got to find the Satsuma.
And is the Satsuma there?
One of them is a
One's a Satsuma, one's a Clementine.
Oh, I would say that's the Clementine. That's the Satsuma.
Correct! He's only gone and done it!
Thank you.
What did you win?
Nothing. It's just
just a pitch for our commission.
Yeah, we hopefully get it commissioned for Saturday night.
I think it's a winner.
I mean, the one on the right looks more like a potato, to be honest, doesn't it?
That one. Yeah, that's good. We can't wait for Saturday night.
And how is it doing in the States?
I have no idea, but it's done really well. Satsuma Complex.
Did you and Bob ever go to? You and Vic, sorry, ever go to try and make it in the States? Did you get?
We went over once to play a part of 2 chipmunks in The Lion King, an animated Disney one. Geordie, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
They didn't like us. You know, on a personal level. Yeah, no, we did go over, but that was lovely because you know you get it's you know you're young and it's the first time you've ever been on a flight, you know, a posh aeroplane, and
I wonder if they would get your humour over there because it's so surreal.
Well, it was just a script, Tim. So
yeah, but I mean, if you took the whole thing, because I remember reading your book about you doing the Montreal Festival and doing the lucky carpet.
Yeah, we absolutely bombed. I'll never forget because we bombed. And as we walked off, I think Eddie Izzard was there and Jack D. and the smiles on their faces, just knowing that they couldn't be as bad as we did. I'll never forget that.
How quickly did you know it was going wrong?
It's pretty quick when you know. It's pretty quick. It's just difficult if you go on a stage and say, "This is my lucky charm." And it's 30-foot carpet. And you could tell that the audience just thought, we're just thinking, well, no, that wouldn't work. you couldn't live your life. I've always thought it'd be nice with the football, instead of a yellow card, give them a 10-foot roller carpet that they've got to carry for the next 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
That was brilliant. I think. Anyway, brilliant. Okay, let's talk about Gone Fishing. It's back. I mean, you've come on the show a few times. Paul's come on to talk about it. It's just been a triumph, hasn't it?
It has, unexpectedly, yeah. So it's back tonight, and that's my favourite series. I hope people enjoy it. It was like a factual commission. It wasn't a comedy thing. But gradually over the series, I think people have accepted a bit more comedy in it.
Yeah.
So I really enjoy this one because we've embraced that a bit.
It's a 6 series as well, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I start filming the 7th one tomorrow. So,
wow.
Yeah.
7 already? Oh, wow, that's amazing. That's wonderful.
Yeah. No, it's great.
And have you and Paul felt it change? Have you sort of changed the dynamic of how the show runs?
No, it's more of a change in the edit,
Right.
Because, of course, we're sat on the riverbank for 2.5 days, so I don't know, there's 20 hours of chat. So you just choose, what the flavour of a particular episode. Yeah, so...
Well, I mean, because it's an amazing story how you got together in the first place, because you were having problems with your heart, weren't you? And then Paul got in contact with you, sending fishing, and you thought, let's turn it into a TV show.
Yeah.
And the way it organically happened is why I think it's so wonderful. Two friends. Yeah. It's just a genuine friendship, isn't it?
I think so, yeah. And I mean, it's just been wonderful on a personal level, certainly for me, is as you get to a certain age, you don't really spend quality time with friends. You might meet them in the pub or go to the football or whatever, but to sit down with an old friend for hours and hours and, sort of remember what friendship was about all those years ago,
Do you think... Look at a clip?
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
Here's the clip. Let's have a look.
Were you ever any good at small talk?
Yeah, I can do a bit of small talk.
All right, I'm someone, you're a stranger.
Hi, good morning. How you doing? What's your dog called?
My dog's called Patrick. What's it to you?
Patrick. Oh, well, I'm just interested. Mine's called Sheba.
I don't want to know what your dog's called.
Well, you're just practically a murderer, you are, aren't you? You're not just a nice little dog walker that I'm meeting.
I was so awful at it. I can remember in a group of strangers hearing someone mention football and think, that's it, go Bob, go Bobby, go. You can do it.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
Oh, I thought you were going to come up with an opening gambit.
Barrier, that invisible...
But I don't mind it, Bob.
What about large talk? What's large talk?
I love large talk.
What's that?
Morning!
No, I think it's like full of facts, isn't it? Look, the graph's showing a medium of 42. That means we have to act now, and that's big talk.
That's a really keen politician, someone who's just come into office, isn't it?
Yeah, so I like even watching that. I love it. Sat under a tree with an old friend, just chatting away.
Do you generally sort of forget that the camera's there a lot of the time?
Absolutely, yeah. And that's another great thing about the show is that the UK looks so gorgeous.
Doesn't it?
Amazing.
Yeah,
amazing.
Really does.
The drone shots are beautiful.
And it's because we're wittering on, and we've got 2 or 3 cameras, and so they can just go off and just make it, which is cameramen don't usually get that time. They can just go off and film the countryside, film the river, film the birds and the bees.
Yeah. Well, that's what's so lovely about it, because everything moves so quickly now, and your show's very slow and nice. You always choose venues and places to stay. You're a haunted castle, we understand.
Yeah, we did. Which it was, just for the fun of it, we got one of those cameras that comes on when there's movement.
Yeah.
And we put it in my bedroom when we were staying, and we got loads of stuff.
What, ghosts?
Well, things, I mean, like orbs. It was extraordinary.
Yeah.
It's the amount of stuff that happened. But this was a haunted castle where families have abandoned it because of the ghost.
Right.
I've got a skip to fill this afternoon.
With what?
But isn't that great?
With what?
An 8-yarder.
With what?
Just memories I no longer need. No, but it kind of is. I've got a garage, and you keep these stuff because of the memories of them and so on.
Yeah.
They've got to go. I got a Hoover, the greatest Hoover there ever was. It's a Philips 36011. Hoover people will know all about what the sock on it is extraordinary. And I've kept it for all these years, but it's got to go.
What's so great about it? It's not the one that's got the light at the front, is it?
It does have a light at the front, but that's not what actually, it's got a light on you know, the bit of the handle there, cylinder, the cylinder model. But it's just things like that, they've got to go, you know?
Just quickly before we finish this interview, tangerine or mandarin?
Oh, mandarins.
It's a tricky
I'd
one,
say
that
that's
one.
the mandarin. They're very similar. I'd say that's the mandarin.
That's the mandarin and that's the tangerine.
That's what I'm saying.
Correct, Bob, that's it.
So lucky that was a specialist subject, isn't it? Yeah, orange fruits.
Very good, definitely that's
And I'm glad that Gone Fishing starts tonight, which is Sunday. It's a lovely Sunday viewing.
Sunday
you know.
viewing, it is.
Don't you think? It is.
How is Paul, by the way? Is he nice? Is he what nice?
Is he nice?
Is Paul nice? Is he well?
He's very well, yeah.
Nice and well.
Yeah, a bit grumpy with me on the show, but yeah, he's very well.
Are you still falling over, by the way?
More these days, yeah. I've got a very weak leg at the moment. I wouldn't go as far as to say withered, but it's getting there. And yeah, a lot of falling.
Right. Thanks, Bob.